Tariro Chapter 4, Hunger. Life inside the Moyo homestead became harder with each passing day. In the beginning, Tariro still believed her uncle and aunt would eventually change. She believed that maybe grief had simply made everyone angry and cold. But as weeks turned into months, she slowly realized the truth. Joram and Lucia did not see her as family anymore. To them, she had become nothing more than a servant. Every morning before sunrise, Lucia banged loudly on the storage room door. "Wake up, lazy girl." Tariro would rise quickly from the thin mattress, her body already aching from the previous day's work. Cold air entered through cracks in the walls while rats scratched softly in dark corners during the night. Sometimes she barely slept at all. Still wearing old clothes that no longer fit properly, she began her endless chores before the sun appeared. Fetching water, sweeping the yard, washing dishes, lighting the cooking fire, cleaning the chicken coop, working in the fields. Meanwhile, the rest of the family slept peacefully under warm blankets. One cold morning, after carrying heavy buckets from the borehole, Tariro entered the kitchen hoping to warm herself beside the fire. But Lucia immediately frowned. "Why are you standing there like a visitor? Start preparing breakfast." Tariro nodded quietly and began cooking porridge for the family. As the smell filled the kitchen, her stomach growled painfully. She had eaten almost nothing the previous night except a small cup of sour porridge. When breakfast was finally ready, Lucia served tea, bread, eggs, and peanut butter to her children. Joram sat at the table reading his newspaper while eating without speaking. Tariro stood silently near the doorway. Lucia noticed her watching. "What are you looking at?" I am hungry," Tariro whispered. Lucia rolled her eyes in annoyance. "You are always hungry." After the family finished eating, Lucia handed Tariro a small cracked cup containing leftover cold porridge. "There, eat that." The porridge smelled strange. Tariro looked at it carefully. This smells bad." Lucia's face hardened immediately. "So now you think you are too important for food?" "No. I was only—" "Eat it." Fear forced Tariro silent. She slowly lifted the cup and swallowed the sour porridge while trying not to cry. The taste made her stomach turn painfully, but she forced herself to finish every spoonful. That afternoon severe stomach pains twisted through her body while she worked in the fields pulling weeds beneath the burning sun. But Lucia showed no mercy. "Move faster," she shouted from nearby. "The weeds will not remove themselves." By evening Tariro felt weak and dizzy. Her once healthy body had become thinner each week. Her cheeks were no longer full, and her school clothes now hung loosely from her small frame. Even neighbors had started noticing. One afternoon, 2 village women passed near the homestead while Tariro washed clothes outside. "Is that really Tendai's daughter?" one whispered sadly. "She has become so thin. And look at her clothes." The second woman shook her head slowly. "Something is not right in that house." But fear kept people from interfering openly. Joram was respected in the community because he now controlled Tendai's businesses and money. Inside the house, life continued cruelly. Whenever visitors arrived, Lucia pretended to care for Tariro. "Go greet your aunties," she would say sweetly. Sometimes she even gave the child proper food while guests were present. But once the visitors left, everything changed again. One evening Lucia prepared chicken stew, rice, vegetables, and fresh bread for supper. The smell filled the entire house, making Tariro's empty stomach ache painfully. She helped serve the food onto plates while her cousins laughed happily around the table. After everyone finished eating, Lucia gathered the remaining meat and placed it inside the refrigerator. Nothing was left for Tariro. Instead, Lucia opened an old cupboard and removed a small bag of meal. The smell coming from it was terrible. Even the color looked strange. "This is yours," Lucia said carelessly. Tariro stared at the expired meal quietly. I think this meal is rotten." Lucia's face darkened instantly. "Do you think money grows on trees?" she shouted. "An orphan should be grateful for whatever food she receives." Tariro lowered her eyes immediately. She cooked the porridge slowly over the fire while tears rolled silently down her cheeks. When it was ready, she sat alone on the kitchen floor eating from a cracked bowl while the family relaxed comfortably in the sitting room watching television. The porridge tasted sour and bitter. Halfway through eating, Tariro suddenly remembered how her mother used to feed her warm meals after school. How her father brought home treats from town. How they laughed together around the same dining table where she was now forbidden to sit. The memories hurt more than hunger itself. That night, stomach pain woke her repeatedly from sleep. Curled beneath her thin blanket inside the storage room, she pressed her hands against her aching stomach while tears soaked her pillow. Outside, rain began falling softly across Zivhu village. Inside the main house, the family slept peacefully after eating a full meal. But alone in the darkness, hungry and weak, little Tariro silently cried herself to sleep. And for the first time, she began wondering if anyone in the world still cared about her anymore.